Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Business Spotlight. Joining me today is Cheryl Bower, who is founder and president of Voices Rock Canada. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me today, Mario.
Well, Cheryl, let's start off and let me ask you, what is Voices Rock Canada and what do you do?
Voices Rock Canada are choirs for the 21st century. We started in 2015, and at the beginning, we operated as children's choirs. And it came to me as an epiphany one night where I was lying in bed and I was thinking, geez, I wonder if anyone's running children's choirs, children rock choirs. And I went and Googled, and no one was. So I started a pilot project for children, and it has now exponentially grown.
So what do you mean by rock choirs?
Well, we sing only rock and pop music. We're not secular choirs. And it's very contemporary. The arrangements are 3 to 4 part harmony, depending on what choir is operating. And it's really, and we're always accompanied by a full-fledged rock band.
Oh, wow. Wow. And the range is I'm curious because obviously when you use the word rock, there's quite a lot of iterations of that, right? And in the genres and etc. So is there anything like classic rock or punk rock? Like what do you do?
We got it all going, Mario. This season in particular, it's our 7th year from inception, and this year we are doing 70s. So that's again a wide spectrum. You've got a lot of classic rock. Some of the best music came out of the 70s, I have to say,
Yeah.
and so I'm dating myself. But there's also disco. Like disco was huge in the 70s, the late 70s. Yeah, it's all over the map with this. We do have a seniors choir, and
Oh,
so we've still incorporated a few things from the 60s for them. So but that's the spectrum. We'll go anywhere from the 60s up into today.
so tell me how it works and how Voices Rock Canada operates.
Well, we have weekly rehearsals for each choir. So currently I'm running 6 in-person choirs across Ontario and 1 virtual choir for women physicians that is right across Canada and parts of the United
Wow.
States. And that one started as a result of the pandemic. So we rehearse once a week for about an hour and a half. And we have terrific choir directors in 2 of our locations. And then it culminates with 2 concerts per year. So we're coming up to our first concert season, which is starting as of next week and goes to about February 5th. And then it culminates in a massive concert in the middle of May.
Okay. And when you look at this concept, Cheryl, I'm just wondering the why behind it. Tell me why you felt it was important to set something up like this.
Sorry about my dog.
No worries.
um, well, I had, I was thinking about this the other day, Mario, and how, life throws you these little things, and in 2012, my husband passed away quite unexpectedly. And I was at this point where I remember sitting across from my lawyer saying, I want to dedicate really the rest of my life to focusing on what I really, really, really want to do because life's really short.
Yeah.
And I'd been singing a long time with choirs, but as I said, I started with children's choirs, and then it's now grown to include adults 18 plus. It's including seniors. And our biggest choirs are actually women physicians from right across Canada.
Wow.
And you may have seen, I don't know if you've seen it, but a lot of people did see our women physicians on Canada's Got Talent this past March. And yeah. So It's a really wonderful concept. I think it's really been great for people. Again, during the pandemic, it was great for mental health. It was a great touchstone for people to be able to join together. Singing, if in my estimation, is one of the best things you can do for getting those endorphins going.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's been proven scientifically that when you sing in harmony with people, your heartbeat synchronizes, and there's all sorts of great things about singing. But I think the main thing for me is community. We've formed really great communities. Our retention levels in our choirs are really, really high, despite a pandemic in the center of it, which was really awkward in singing in person.
No, no
So,
doubt. Yeah. So what are your plans for Voices Rock? What do you want to do with this concept?
well, Mario, I want to take over the world, the choral world. But truly, I do want to branch out in centers across Canada, because I think it's really like our latest choir is a doctor's choir in Ottawa.
Ah,
And their first concert is coming up on January 25th, in which I'll be in attendance. And we have an intention of starting an ensemble group there, an adult choir there, on the same night at the same location. So we're slowly inching to taking over the choral world.
oh, wonderful. And how, when you look at choirs in general, I must confess, I have never sang in a choir, but I love to sing, right? And so, but how difficult and how much time does it take for a choir to really start to gel?
Well, it, it's really interesting. We are non-auditioned because my choir directors, both of them, feel that anyone can sing. So you too, Mario, can join a choir. And really, it's just about practicing, like, and it's repetition and going over and over the same stuff, and really finding that balance of both fun and a lot of work. Like, you put in a lot of work to learning just one simple line in a song. Like
Yeah,
today
yeah,
we were learning a song called, Joe Cocker sang Beautiful, that song Beautiful. And there's only two sentences in that song. You're everything I hope for, you're everything I need, you are so beautiful. That's it. But it's very, very syncopated in the way that you have to present it, because you're singing in unison. So there's something beautiful about learning it, and learning it with people that you really, really enjoy being around.
and there's got to be an appeal, for the music that you've chosen, right? Because when people think of choirs, they think of people, in the church or sitting at some sort of an opera venue type deal. But to have kind of rock music, it's kind of different, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And it's especially why I thought about the kids, because I know we have, massive, wonderful choirs here in Toronto, but they do sing very classical music, and the
Yeah,
kids are kind of bored with it.
yeah,
So, and it takes as much effort to learn rock music, believe it or not, as it does that kind of music. And we teach with the kids, we teach some theory in a fun way, so that they're
oh,
not, like falling asleep.
yeah.
And we also have something really interesting with the kids, which is called Question of the Day. And that gives our kids a voice to voice something of what they're thinking about. And, like, these aren't just, like, what's your favorite color? These are things about, like, well, what would you like to do when you were coming out of the pandemic? What was the first thing you would like to do? And we got really, really thoughtful answers back. I'd like to go and hug my grandparents. And,
Yeah.
there was all these wonderful things. And so it's really a formation of a community. And in this day and age, when there isn't a lot of people going to churches, we're creating like the church of music here, but it happens to have a twist of rock music. So
Oh, excellent. And how do you choose that music?
well, I have some say in it because I'm a music faux from not faux, but music like freak from years ago.
Yeah,
So every time I'm on the radio, I'm listening to something, and I'll present it to our music director, and he has to kind of see if it's something that can be organized from a choral perspective, you know, like the
yeah,
harmonies and that kind of stuff. Also, we tend to homogenize a little bit of the rock music. Like we're not, you know, disparaging women. We're not doing anything that's controversial in any of our music, and
yeah,
particularly with the kids, we're not getting into any swearing or anything like that.
yeah.
So we do change the odd word once in a while to make it a little bit family friendly.
Yeah.
But that's just our mandate. You know, we want it to be good, clean fun and still have the same essence of the
Yeah.
music.
Well, this is so cool. Anything else, Cheryl, you wanted to mention before we sign off?
Well, I really appreciate you having me here. I love talking about Voices Rock Canada. I think it's a wonderful thing that we've been able to provide for. We've got 350 members now, so there's 350 people in around Canada and parts of the US that are really enjoying our services. So
And
yeah, that's all I'd like to say.
how can people reach out to find out more information?
Oh, you can go to my website. It's www.voicesrockcanada.com.
All right. Wonderful. Thanks, Cheryl, for joining us today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. That was Cheryl Bower, who is founder and president of Voices Rock Canada. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Business Spotlight. Thanks for joining us today.